it's working. Yeah, it is. I think we're live. I've made it. Okay.
Good job.
Thanks. Okay, yeah, it's all good. Switch off the sound on the VK page, and now on to opening all the windows so that it works. Okay, all right. I think I will have to use my telephone just to have a connection to the chat and to see the chat as well. Just give me a second. No, I probably won't have to see it. Alright, so hello everybody and welcome to this shit show beginning. Okay, yeah, it's all started with a shit show. Andy, can you tell me like what the shit show is?
Yeah, everything that can go wrong does go wrong. I think your computer is broken 4 times? 5
Hopefully
times?
not. Hopefully not. Oh right, so yeah, we have to fix it, to fix the whole situation. Like the camera just wouldn't switch on, and the screen was frozen. Okay, but here we are, and Andy, thanks for joining me today. Thank you for coming here, and today we'll just have a chit chat. Okay, we'll just talk about all the nitty-gritty about relationships, about situationships, about some nice vocabulary in English. We'll break down a couple of things. We'll talk about the culture shock moments when it comes to British culture colliding with Russian culture, Russian girls, British boys, and all this mishmash. Okay. So drop me something in the comments if you are interested, if you can hear me well, if you just can hear us. Okay, so, and welcome. All right, so let's start with a bit of a warm-up. Okay, I'm gonna give you just a couple of questions, so you're welcome to answer them. Yeah, again, I'm just switching between the windows just to check the chat, and when I'm doing it, the camera just switches off. Okay, never mind. I won't touch the windows anymore. Okay. So, just a second. I have a list of things to ask you about.
Great.
Let's start with what is the hardest word, or maybe what is your favorite word in Russian, maybe a phrase in Russian. Do you know Russian?
Sure. So I think the hardest things for British people in Russian are probably the soft signs and the hard signs, because they're not something we have in English at all. So firstly, learning how to use them if you're reading them in a word, but also learning how to spell words with the soft signs and the hard signs in, so knowing when to put them in there. That's quite a big challenge, I think, and it's one that I'm not good at all. My spelling is very, very bad in Russian. Don't give me a spelling test, please. I won't do well.
No, I won't.
Thank you.
Riddle. I have a riddle for you. Okay.
Oh, even better.
I'll drop you this one. This is our favorite one. So can you give it a go?
Yeah.
On a Telegram.
Sasha por Shostia I Sosala Sushku.
That's good.
It's meant to be a lot quicker, is it? I don't know.
Yeah, can you hear me pronouncing that? And tell me if it's just different or sounds the same. Шла Саша по шоссе и сосала сушку.
It sounds 10 times faster, but yeah.
Can you do it faster?
Ślasa po szosę I sosala suszku.
But you can read. I mean, you can distinguish Russian letters, right?
Yeah, I can read, just I'm not as fast as you.
Okay, and do you know any other riddles? Do you happen to know? No.
In Russian?
Карл у Клары украл кораллы.
You're going to have to say that one again, Tanya.
Don't worry, I'll just exit.
Carla.
Just give me a sec.
No worries.
Okay.
Karl u Klari u Kral Karali.
Kara
u Klari u Kral Karali.
Right.
Yeah?
Карл у Клары украл кораллы. А
Kara u Krali u Kral Karali.
Yeah, that's perfect. Can you say кораллы?
Karali.
Yeah, so it's a bit different word in Russian. I mean, we have kings, and it sounds like короли.
Okay.
And we have corals, кораллы. So
okay, I understand.
Yeah, the tip of the tongue. It's so interesting. I mean, from the point of view of a phonetician, because you know the difference. Just there's a slight difference in the movement of the tip of the tongue, because karali and karali, it just have to do with the final vowel sound. It's u, not e.
I think that's another sound that's difficult for English people.
Right. And have you tried pronouncing u?
Uy.
Yeah, close. That one was close. Yeah, great.
Uy. Uy.
It's like when you're smiling and you're closing the mouth and lips, but the tip of the tongue, it doesn't touch the teeth. It's like ooh.
I'm not going to sit here grunting on a stream for you, Tanya. I'm sorry. I'll practice in my downtime.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be torturing you with this one.
Thank you.
That's just so interesting. I mean, okay. So that was good. And do you have any favorite words in Russian, or maybe phrases? Your favorite ones?
I think for me and British people, it's quite satisfying when you've got words with yeah in the middle of them. They're really random words, but we don't have that many words like it in English. So I guess really random words, things like bronya transportir, for example. It's like the most random word, but it's really satisfying to say it.
Okay.
I don't know why. We were taught that word a long time ago, and it's just really satisfying. I don't know why.
Okay, so this is the hardest one, or just your favorite one?
Oh, I don't know what the hardest one is. I have no idea what the hardest one is.
I think like the combination of br is difficult.
Yeah.
Bronya. Yeah, there's no y there. It's yeah.
Bronya. I think the sounds that are very difficult in English are things like zdr, because we don't have that at all. So even in like strasvutje, like we don't have the zdr. There are no words that I can think of in English that have that. So
you're good
sorry?
at it. You're very good at it.
But words like that are very difficult.
Okay, I see. Okay, one more go. I'm gonna give you an animal sound. Okay, how they produce a sound. You have to first come up with what animal it is, and then give me the English equivalent. Okay?
Okay.
Meow.
As in the noise the cat makes.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, meow cat. Yeah. I can do these. I wish school was always this easy.
Oh, never. And what's the English for this?
Yeah, meow. Same.
Same. Mm-hmm.
So in Russia, I think to attract cats, you say "Ks, ks, 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 ks." Is that right?
Yeah.
So I know that that's the same in places like South Africa, but in England we go instead of "Ks, ks, ks." I don't know why.
Okay, and do they come?
Yeah, I don't know if you go "Ks, ks, ks" to an English cat, maybe it wouldn't come. I don't know.
I always go like to my
Oh,
cat.
do you?
I do.
Oh, the
Yeah, I
people
don't
I
know
met in
why.
Russia used to go "Ks, ks, 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 ks" instead.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know. I just love to do this like because I love cats. I'm a cat person.
You're a cat person.
I love cats. I'm not
Okay.
into dogs that much. I prefer cats. I know. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
Prepare tomatoes to throw at me. Okay, well, I'm a cat person. Okay, next. Guff guff.
Gav gav.
So, the animal. What is the animal?
Yeah,
Guff guff.
we don't. Ours is different. Whatever animal this is, gav gav gav.
Guff
like
guff. Guff.
like
Guff.
a duck.
Yeah.
Is it duck?
It's a dog.
A dog. Oh,
A
okay.
dog,
No.
not a duck. Are you serious? No. It's a dog. And I know you have like woof woof,
Yep.
woof woof, guff guff.
Okay. We also have bark, like bark on a tree. The same spelling.
Yeah.
So that's the noise that dogs make. Is dogs barking.
I see. Okay. The next one, beep beep beep. Beep beep beep.
Are you having fun?
I can help you. Beep 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 beep.
Bird.
No, it's not twittering. No.
Pee 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 pee.
A cat and a cat. Mew and what's the animal that a cat wants to catch?
Oh, mouse.
Yes. So it's
Okay.
beep beep beep. And the English
Beep,
for
beep,
this one?
Mouse. Squeak. I guess.
Squeak squeak.
Squeak
Okay.
squeak.
And the duck?
Quack.
Kria kria.
Say again.
Kria kria.
Kra.
Kria.
Kria.
Kria kria.
Kria kria. Okay.
Perfect. You're doing
In
very
English is quack,
quack. Quack.
starting with a Q.
With the-
Quack.
I love your adjective K at the end of the word.
Thank you so much. That means a
Quack.
lot to me.
Quack. Weak. That's so nice. Guys, if you don't know, the adjective K is just the sound that it produces at the end of the word. If the word ends with sound, and it's like. All right. One more. Khru khru. Khru khru.
Difficult, man. I miss meow. That was an easier one. Khru khru. I have no idea, Tanya. Teach me.
Okay. No. I'll give you just a hint.
Oh, pig. Svinia.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Oink oink.
Oink oink. Yeah.
Oink oink. Okay. Khru khru. Sounds just totally different, right?
Very.
Okay. Tuk tuk.
Give me a clue.
Okay, that's the bird with a long beak, and it just does this.
Like a toucan or
Uh,
like a woodpecker.
yes. Do you have it like this? Because we also say like knock knock. Same with the door. Same with the door. Like knock knock.
Yeah, I see.
Tuk,
Yeah. I don't think we have a word for the noise. Yeah, I guess knocking noise. Yeah.
Okay. All
Or
right.
pecking, maybe pecking noise.
Packing. Like pack.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So no more fun. No more fun right now.
No more fun. That's all
No
the
more
fun.
fun. Yeah, the fun is
Okay.
over. The fun is over, and let's get down to some serious questions. Okay.
Sure. Hit me.
Yeah. So the first one I've got. So would a British guy pay on a first date, or they split 50-50, or go 50-50?
I think,
And why?
sure. I think normally there is an expectation that the guy would normally pay on the first date. But if I felt like I was meeting someone for the first time and they were just expecting me to pay, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. Um,
It's something that doesn't seem to be implied in the
mm,
British culture, but it is in Russian, for example. Like, again, it's not just about the expectations in Russia. I think it's about being polite and courteous and just like a sign, like signature of
yeah,
marriage material.
yeah, I'd agree with that. I think it would be it would be a little bit rude if you didn't pay as a guy. But I think if you are a guy and you feel like the girl is expecting you to pay and wouldn't even offer, and she's only there for the free food, then out of principle, I probably
Yeah.
would. I'd be a bit of a, I don't know what the word is. I'd be a bit less happy to. But normally, yeah, the guy would definitely pay on the first date.
Mm. I love how you soften the language. I would be less happy too. I love this one. That's
Well,
very
I don't want
academic.
to. This is being recorded, Tanya. I can't sit
Yeah.
here and be like, I'm not even going to say anything rude. So yeah, I
Okay.
can't sit here and be too hard about it.
Okay. All right. All right. You'll teach us some good language.
I'm
Uh,
very happy to do that.
and I wonder what do British people, do British guys think about Russian girls? I mean,
So
there are always stereotypes. I know that, for example, when we travel across Europe, and it's very easy for a Russian family, I don't know, for Russian people to distinguish between nationalities. And for example, I know that British girls, they like a lot of makeup, wearing a lot of makeup. They like everything bright and just a bit outrageous. Sometimes they go overboard with
yeah.
yeah, with everything and how long the skirts are and things like this. Mm,
Mm.
that's why it's just, and I it just has to do with the hair. The hair is not well groomed as it could be, for example.
So what you're saying is you think the Russian stereotype is that British
It's just,
girls
yeah, it's
wear
just a
too much makeup,
stereotype. Yeah, it's
wear too much
really
makeup, and their hair's rubbish.
sort of right.
Fair enough. So
Really.
I think in some places for British girls who are like 18 or 19, I think there's a stereotype that even if the temperature is, like minus 10 degrees, they'll go out in a very short skirt and just they'd rather freeze than not show off their legs or look good. So I think there's that bit of a stereotype. I don't know how true that is. But for stereotypes of Russian girls, then I think that there's a thing in England about people looking for like Russian brides or brides from like Thailand or similar, where older men try and find a foreign bride and bring her back to the UK. So the phrase, find yourself a Russian bride is a colloquial, sort of an informal, like a phrase, or a Thai bride. But the stereotype's probably that Russian women get married slightly younger
Yeah.
than British women on average, and that other stereotypes. There's obviously the stereotype that Russian women are beautiful. That's a worldwide stereotype, I think. You'd have to tell me how true that is from all the people you've met, but that is definitely a stereotype that you don't imagine. If someone says, imagine a Russian girl, you wouldn't
What
think
do they
of,
mean? Yeah, like what
yeah,
do they mean by that?
you wouldn't think of someone who's, you know, really overweight and doesn't care about their appearance, etc. The stereotype would be an attractive 21-year-old, whereas I think if you are someone to think of, maybe the average American girl or British girl or some other countries, I think maybe the stereotype of attraction isn't quite the same. I think there's maybe because of the language, the stereotype that can be quite scary, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a British stereotype that Russian people on the whole
As
are
if
very
we're
scary.
barking. If
Right?
the sound, I mean, the sound of the language is quite rude, and as if we're barking at each other.
Yeah, exactly that. It can sound quite angry when you're actually talking about coffee or tea or sugar or
Yeah, and have you
anything like
noticed
that.
that? I mean, have you noticed that? Have you come to this conclusion as well?
Yeah, even when I've been in Russia, I've noticed that with some of my friends talking about drinks and food, and from the next room you think they're having an argument and they're falling out, but then you come in and realize they're talking about dinner. I have been in that position, and if I didn't understand some of the language, I would have thought they were fighting. So yeah, definitely, it's kind of similar to German in that it just sounds like quite an aggressive language,
Yeah.
even though the words aren't aggressive, just the
Yeah.
hard sounds, I think. But yeah, there's probably a bit of a stereotype that Russian girls, like Russian men, are quite serious and a little bit aggressive, scary, maybe, just because of the language.
I see. I see. Okay. Um, so, maybe you can recall just any funny, like, culture shock moments when you first met, I don't know, Russian people. It might be Russian girls. Something that just struck you.
Yeah. So one thing that comes into my mind is that when I've met some Russian girls who are 17, 18, 19 years old, they wouldn't sit on cold floors because of I don't know if that's a thing or not, but because people thought that it would stop them from being able to get pregnant if they sat on the cold floor for too long.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a normal thing in Russia or
It
if it was.
is. It is.
It is, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Passed on from generation, passed down from generation to generation.
yeah, that's not really a thing in England at all. I don't think anyone thinks that here. Other things I've noticed, like culture shock with Russian girls. You
That's
can drink.
crazy.
You can drink very well, more than
What do you mean? We can drink
alcohol.
very
In,
well.
in
And
England, most 18-year-old girls will drink Alco Pops, like, I don't know, Smirnoff Ice or Bacardi Breezer or WKD, and
Russian,
be quite drunk quite quickly. But
not
the
us.
Russian girls I've met just go straight on the vodka, so I don't know, it's a little bit different.
Okay, not all of us. Not all.
No, just the ones I've met.
Right. Yeah, but actually we're more trained in this respect.
Yeah, I do think in a lot of the British culture, people don't drink as much until, or sorry, they binge drink more when they're younger because you don't have it at all as children. Like it's not part of your upbringing.
I see.
Whereas I think if you drink as you grow up, then it becomes less of a big deal when you do start drinking. So you're less likely to binge or, get out of control with it. Because I mean, I didn't drink properly until I was maybe 16, going to college, and I had no idea how much you should drink. So the first time I went to a party, because no one had taught me, I drank pretty much a whole bottle of whiskey, and I ended up being sick in a cupboard and falling asleep in a garden because I had no idea how much you're meant to drink. But if you have drink from a younger age, maybe I would have known
Yeah.
drink a whole bottle of whiskey
You
without
get
having
less.
dinner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that cultural change, I think, between the two countries.
Anything that still surprises you, or any questions that are still not answered about Russian culture? Marshrutka?
Yeah, a Russian culture on the whole. Honestly, marshrutka. I Tanya, I've been to Russia 6 times. I have no bloody idea how marshrutka work. Not a bloody clue. It is so stressful.
It
Like,
is.
I never wanted to sit next to the, like, with your back facing the driver, having to pass the money, because like I can't do that maths in English money. Never mind
Yeah,
ruble.
you have to straight head to the very end of the car,
Like,
to the back of the car.
I still don't really understand how you're meant to remember what
Mm,
money each person gave you, how much change they're meant to get.
you know,
Like,
I will just tell you a very crazy thing that has to do with Russians is that they will tell the driver if you don't pay. Everybody
everyone
around,
crosses that.
yeah, they keep an eye on you. So whenever you want to cheat, so the cheater will be out immediately because everybody is spying on them. Like nobody wants to pay
Mm,
and get noticed, right? When somebody else is not paying.
mm.
How cool is that?
Everyone's policing everyone else. That's interesting. But
Yeah.
genuinely, I don't understand how you're meant to remember who needs what money back from the driver, and I don't understand why it's my job. All I'm trying to do is get to the mall. That's all I want to do. I want to go and eat sushi. I don't want to work at a checkout. I'm not in charge of the money. I want to go and eat some food. And instead, I've got 8 angry Russian people hating me because I've given them the wrong money. Like, not my job. I don't know. It stresses me out, honestly. I've never
Okay.
liked it. And then because I'm 6 foot tall, I always had to stand up with my head like that at the top of the. And it's awful. I find it so stressful. I don't miss them at
It
all.
is. It is. Oh my god.
I could talk
Um,
about it for hours because I was traumatized
I
by
see.
trying to
I
figure out
see.
what the hell was going
I
on.
see.
Um,
Yeah.
Other cultural things that I still don't really understand. There's twice I've been trying to get a taxi with friends, and the taxi company haven't had enough normal cars, so they sent a limousine. I don't know if that's normal. Doesn't happen in England. So I've been in 3 limousines ever in my life, and 2 of them were just in Russia going round the corner for no reason.
Okay.
I don't know if that's normal for you guys, but it confused me a lot.
People book or reserve such cars for the weddings. For the weddings where there are a lot of, it's like a status symbol.
Yeah, they do it in England as well for for weddings or special parties, but I don't. If a taxi company here doesn't have any cars left, they just reject your booking. Whereas in Russia, both times they had no normal cars, but they wanted to
Yeah,
take the booking, so they sent us a limousine instead.
yeah.
It was
It's a
very, very strange. Very
so
strange.
so very Russian thing.
Yes, yeah, I guess so. I don't know, but other things. So I've had cognac for breakfast in Russia a few times. That's a bit of a weird one. Never done that in England.
I mean, who gave you this for breakfast?
The family of a couple of my friends gave me cognac and melon and meat at 10 in the morning, and then we did banya and drank more and ate fish and all of the normal things. But
Uh,
I've only ever had alcohol for breakfast, either at music festivals and in Russia. Those are the only times.
okay, and what about banya? So,
Oh, I
what
love
do
it.
you think? Yeah, what do you think about that? And I
Oh,
mean, why England doesn't offer this?
I mean, we have saunas. but we don't hit each other with brushes, and we don't go and jump in a cold lake and then get back in. I don't know. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I miss
just
doing it.
bliss. That's total fun. I mean, how come that you don't have this? Or you do not just introduce? I think this is the very thing that unites people of all nations, and it should be introduced in every country possible.
I agree.
Every country with winter. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, I agree. I think it's something from Russia that I really do miss doing. I have well, you know those banya hats? I'm not going to wear it for you. Not a chance. But I do have one of
Why?
those.
It will
No.
save you. It will save you from the heat.
Yeah, I'll wear it for banya, just not on a video call with you, because this is recorded. It's on the internet forever.
But do
I
you
don't
have
want
one?
that.
Do you have one?
Yes, I got given one
Okay.
by a friend in 2009, maybe, and it looks terrible on me. But
And what sort of souvenirs from Russia do you happen to have?
I have a shot glass left. I have a heat mat. It's kind of hard to. I can get it and show you if you want. It's just a heat mat. It's a knitted heat mat that you put hot things on the table to protect the table.
Okay. No. That's fine.
That was a present. I have a ticket for the overnight train from Moscow to St. Petersburg. What else do I have? I think somewhere I have Russian dolls that I bought from a market in Moscow, I think. It's a good question.
Okay. Quite
I have a few bits left over. I think I have a hip flask somewhere as well.
Okay.
All the important things, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Maybe you can share just a couple of pickup phrases a Brit would use to get a girl's attention. Maybe
In English?
a Russian girl. Yeah, a Russian girl's attention. Is it any way like different? I mean, approaching a Russian girl and a British one.
As a British person, I think it would probably be easier to approach a Russian girl because I think being British and having a British accent can be attractive in itself to foreign people,
Yeah.
whereas in England it's just normal. In terms of how to approach good lines, most of the cheesy pickup lines just make people laugh and hate you. You know, it's things like
Are there any cheesiest ones that you've heard probably?
I wouldn't use these. It's things like, I mean, if we're talking about language, you make me want to rearrange the alphabet so I can put you and I together. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's too bad.
It makes you want to be sick, doesn't it? Let's think.
I wouldn't fall for that.
No, would you not? What would work on you? What lines have you had?
I don't know. It just caught me off guard.
You catch me off guard all the time. It's only fair that I would do the same
You
to
pay
you.
back. I see. Okay.
So, are you a parking ticket because you've got fine written all over you?
Yeah, this one I like this one.
You like that one? That would
Yeah.
work, would it?
It wouldn't, but it will definitely catch my attention, but maybe not for a long time because I
Okay.
need more. I need deeper conversations going on, and I never like stop when people ask me like, can we meet, or can you tell me your name or whatsoever. It's not that simple.
Yeah.
With me, it's not that simple.
I've got a website up, Tanya. Some of these are not good. Well, here I am. What are your other two wishes? That's like a genie.
No,
Really?
that's terrible. This one is just the worst, I think, because it's self-centered.
Yeah, it
I
sounds
think,
arrogant,
yeah,
hey?
you have to like tweak it so that it's just centered around the girl rather than yourself. I think it's fair. No?
Yeah, I think that's a good
Am I
point.
too selfish?
No, I think you're right. If a guy is going to try a line, it shouldn't be, look
Yeah,
how great I am.
I
It's
mean,
arrogant.
who you are attracting attention to, like who
Mm,
drawing attention to, right?
mm. Yeah. Are you a camera? Because I just look at you and smile. Yeah.
That's a bummer.
A bummer. Okay. I'm glad I've not used these. Some of these are very geeky.
Absolutely.
I would say God bless you, but it looks like he already has. Wow.
They're
These are bad,
old
man.
school.
I don't know if anyone actually uses these. Surely not.
No. Okay, but I wonder if you know some of the slang phrases that Russian people tend to. I mean, the younger generation that tend to use, like the Zoomers, maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example of a sentence, and then can you come up with some English equivalent? All right. So he has just got a ticket, but he didn't break any rules, and now его бомбит. So it means that he's being angry, maybe he's throwing tantrums, or he's about to lose it.
Yep. So either for angry, things like fuming
He's
or
fuming.
steaming,
Steaming. Mm-hmm.
or for throwing a tantrum, we could either say about to throw his toys out of the pram, like a baby,
All
um,
right.
throwing your toys out of the pram, or fit to kill, just means that you're so angry you could kill someone.
Okay. Um. Mm-hmm. We have. I think you have the same, like полный cringe. Cringe.
Oh, cringe, yeah.
Cringy.
The cringe is real, yeah.
The cringe is real.
If someone does, yeah, just cringe. I think all of those pickup lines, just cringe. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheesy ones.
So things that sort of younger people say for that I teach people who are 18, so I hear some of it. I'm having to learn what's good and what's bad. So if you call something peak, PEAK, that's a very good thing. If you call someone calm, like calm down, if you call someone calm, that's a compliment. That means they're chilled, they're relaxed, they're good. Um, if
So you can also
someone,
say you're chilled or she's chilled, and that's they're calm and all good.
yeah, if they're chilled out, they're relaxed, they're calm, they're not too annoying, I guess. For bad things, you can say someone or something is something is mid. If something is mid, then it's just not very good. It's like the middle, you know. It's not great. It's not good. And what else?
Do you know this one? Normis, like an adequate one.
Normis. Norm. Yeah, I guess that's similar
Any.
to mid. It's just average. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's all
Uh-huh.
right. It's not good.
Okay. Так, середнячок, середнячок. And what about have you ever heard the Lulu? Like,
I have not.
okay, just imagine a situation. You just started dating and she's already coming up with the names for your children to be.
Oh boy.
And you're like, are you delusional or something?
So I guess the phrase I would use for that, it would be a red flag. I don't know if you have the same
Yeah,
in
we
Russian.
do. We do. We
Red
do.
flags.
Yeah.
That is. Ooh.
Does it sound that scary?
What, someone naming my children after one date? Yeah, that person is not getting my phone number.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know exactly what the phrase would be just for that one specific scenario, but
And have you ever heard of his or she's NPC?
yeah, non-playable character, NPC,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
So we have a thing that, well, we call it in England main character syndrome.
Yeah, main character
Or
syndrome.
I
Can you
don't,
can you break it down, like the main character syndrome, what it's about?
yeah. So in this sort of age now where everything is on TikTok and Instagram Reels and everyone's recording on their phones, there are a lot of people trying to create content that where they're the center of attention and they don't really care about anyone else. So main character syndrome is people living their life like they're the main character in a film or a computer game, and everyone else on the planet is a sort of a non-playable character and doesn't really matter. So main character syndrome is basically just thinking you're the most important person and you can be loud, you can, be rude, it doesn't matter, because you're the only one who's really existing. Everyone else is just, and not even a real person really. It doesn't matter who they are, how they feel, what they think.
I see. I see. Um, so I've got a couple of more things going on here. So have you ever heard of love bombing?
Love bombing.
Yeah, love bombing. Love and a bomb.
I have absolutely no idea, Tanya. Teach me.
Okay, I'm not an expert in these things, but I've got a definition. The practice of showering a person with excessive affection, praise, and attention in order to manipulate them and gain control in a relationship.
That sounds familiar. Not from my current relationship, maybe from past relationships. Yeah,
Love
love
bombing.
bombing. Interesting. Do you have love languages? Is that a thing in Russia? We have there's a quiz you can do in England called the love language quiz. I don't do it, but it
Spill the
tells
tea.
you, sorry,
Spill the tea.
happily. And the idea is that there are different love languages. There's that basically says how you best show love and best receive love. So there's words of affirmation, which is people who they feel most loved when people say words to support them and say nice things about them. There's what is it? Acts of service, where people receive and show love best when people actually do things for them, like doing the washing up or driving them somewhere so they can have a drink or cleaning their flat when they're away, things like that.
A bit confused and clueless. Like, what are you talking about?
Really?
I thought you might be talking about, I don't know, some nicknames that you come up with when you have an affection, when you're in a relationship, like, I don't know, sweet pie, or I don't know, cuddle bear,
No.
or anything of this kind. No.
So it's basically, I'll send you the link on Telegram. You can have a look at it. So it's a quiz you do that you basically say how important different things are to you. Like, oh, your partner gives you a present. Would you rather they gave you a present, or would you rather they did the washing up for you? Or
A present.
okay, so your love language would be gifts, gift giving. So
Not
there
all
are
the
like
time, yeah. No,
there's like
not all.
5 categories, and it tells you the personality category you have for how you most appreciate being shown love, whether it's someone
Now I
saying nice
see
things
it.
to you, someone doing
Okay.
nice things for you,
Okay.
someone buying you presents. I don't remember them all because I think it's a,
Okay, and what about the nicknames? Can you come up with any? For example, we usually say something like Zayka, Lapusia.
yeah.
What do British people tend to say?
So, to a partner.
Yeah.
So anything
Is it
like,
anyhow different? I mean, a girl to a boy to a girl.
yeah, I think there are some that would work both ways. So just things like babe, or
Okay.
hi my love, hi babe, hi doll. So short for darling, doll. Um, Again, if you're being quite cheesy, hey gorge, so short for gorgeous.
All
But
right.
you turn the G into a J, so it's
Gorge.
Gorj, so gorge.
Uh-huh.
For females to males, you might see more like hey handsome.
Mm-hmm.
There's some more masculine
It doesn't
thing.
it doesn't sound, I mean, as soft and as we have. I mean, that's just a bit distant. That sounds just a bit distant to me. I mean, even babe and even like gorge or handsome. Um, Russian girls wouldn't address their partner like, "Hey, красавчик." They would address someone like this, like, "Hey, handsome," only when they want to continue or they want to draw their attention, like something like to catch somebody's attention.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
Not in relationship. Not definitely not in the relationship.
Okay. I think there are. I mean, it depends on the person, right? There are some people here who just go way overboard and
Okay.
talk in ways that make me want to throw up and be sick. So things like hi honey bunny, or like sweetie pie, or cutie, or I mean I'm nearly being sick as I say them, Tanya. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, or yeah, baby cakes. That was a song a while ago, baby cakes. I don't know if anyone actually says that. It's disgusting, honestly. The amount of affection. Oh,
Okay. All right. All
but
right. Let's wrap it up then.
that
Um,
sort of thing. Anyway, there are some, but I think in Russian it's a lot easier to, or it's a lot. Well, my impression is that it's a lot easier to just shorten things in sort of a cuter way. So like
mm-hmm.
in English, my full name is Andrew. It's shortened to Andy, so everyone calls me Andy, which is fine. But if someone wanted to, like in Russia, some people who want to call me something a little bit more affectionate, they call me Andichka, which is, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
normal or if that's just
That's
them
it.
taking the
Yeah.
piss, but
Yeah.
they call me Andichka. And
Absolutely.
even to the English ear, that is like it's like quite an affectionate way of saying my
Mm-hmm.
name.
Mm-hmm. 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 I
And we
see.
don't really have that in English. Even like, let's say you've got someone called Yulia, just shortening that to Yulka. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a nicer, affectionate way of saying it,
Yeah.
which you can do in Russian and some other languages, but it doesn't really work the same way in English if you're shortening people's names to be affectionate. So maybe that's why the things like babe and handsome, they sound less personal, because they don't actually, they're not as personal. They don't include the person's name.
Yeah. I
Right.
see. I want to give you another word. Maybe you're familiar with this one. So, orbiting.
Yeah, I have no idea. I was going to Google this before we started talking. But yeah, tell me.
So, when someone stops directly communicating with you but continues to engage with your social media posts and essentially orbiting around your social media.
Yeah, that's weird. I think boys do that a lot. To be fair, girls
It's
probably do as
I don't know,
well.
it's like spying on you even if you're not in relationship anymore.
Yeah, so
This one would make me sick.
we call it, I guess it's a bit like Facebook stalking, we call it.
Right.
So if you Facebook stalk someone, you're just always looking at their Facebook to see what they're doing, even if you're not in touch with them anymore. You can also Instagram stalk people. It doesn't have to be for romantic reason. So let's say I was applying for a job somewhere, and because my Twitter might be public, I would be aware that they might Twitter stalk me before they decide whether to give me an interview, so they can see, if they go into my Twitter liked and they see that I've liked a load of racist, xenophobic, homophobic, sexist, horrible posts, they wouldn't give me the interview after they'd Twitter stalked me. But yeah, in a romantic setting, it'll be the same. Yeah, if you're orbiting someone, you're Facebook stalking them.
I see.
I think it's quite common, unfortunately.
And what about gaslighting?
Yeah, I think that's quite common as well here. So that's, to my understanding, that's kind of making the other person feel like they've done something wrong. And
Yeah.
yeah, so basically just making them feel like they're in the wrong and they've been bad when they haven't been. So you can feel superior and you can kind of abuse that trust.
I think it's more like guilt tripping.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, gaslighting, I think it just has to do with a form of emotional abuse. Let me just read it out for you, because I'm afraid I'm not an expert in this one either. Where the perpetrator makes the victim question their own reality, memory, or perceptions.
Okay.
So this is gaslighting. Like, you are understanding things in a totally different way, or your understanding is totally wrong. So they just make you question your, I don't know, your perception of the world.
Okay, I understand.
And guilt tripping is like trying to make someone always feel guilty in order to just control them.
Yeah, trying to make someone feel bad all the time.
Right, yeah. Like a smooth operator.
Smooth operator can be a good thing, I think. I don't think smooth operator is necessarily someone who guilt trips. Smooth operator is just like they're pretty good with girls, or they're pretty good, just quite smooth in general, like quite suave, quite successful, just because they can talk the talk.
And talking about relationships, so there are two words right now that are popping here and there: delusionship and situationship. Do you know the difference? Can you tell the difference?
I know about situationships. I've heard of them. I've not heard of a delusionship, but I'm guessing a delusionship is when one person thinks.
I think it's just a bit far-fetched. I mean, it just too far-fetched, and you always see it on the screen, I guess, when, for example, a character, they're just being delusional about the relationship that doesn't really exist, but they think it does, and even though it's not grounded in reality.
Yeah, okay, that sounds plausible. Yeah, I think a situationship is more like when it is grounded in reality.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of complications.
Yeah.
You're in a difficult situation where you're not together.
It's like you are together, but you are not together completely, and you're still figuring things out.
Yeah, so I don't know if there still is, but on Facebook, there used to be, you could do your relationship status, and you could have single, in a relationship, or it's complicated.
Yeah.
And I think situationship is it's complicated.
So it's complicated.
Yeah, I think so.
Have you heard of the word simping? I've never heard of this word. Simping.
Yeah, simping is...
What does it stand for?
I don't love the word. I think simping is kind of where you're sucking up a little bit, being a bit pathetic to try and get a girl to like you.
Подкаблучник. Подкаблучество. Короче, быть подкаблучником.
But I think the word is abused a little bit by some people, because if someone posts something on Twitter and someone just replies with just a normal nice reply, sometimes less nice people will they'll just call them a simp.
Okay.
when they've actually just been nice. So if someone is being a simp, it normally means that they are sucking up, basically. They're being nice because they think it will make normally a girl like them. It's kind of a sign of being a bit of a weak man, and not very masculine about it. Kind of like being like a beta personality, like not an alpha male, like a beta male. So an alpha male will take control and is like, goes to the gym, drives a truck, does manual labor, fixes everything like a man, like a proper man, That's kind of an alpha male. And a
Alpha
beta
male.
male is more someone who can maybe be dominated, maybe takes less charge of a social situation, does what they're told a bit more. So you'd likely see someone who is called a simp also get called like a beta personality. There's another one I can't remember as well. I can't remember what the other type is, but there's a third type as well, but I can't remember it, I'm afraid.
In Russian we have a slang word. Not everyone can understand it, but what it stands for, we call it tubik. And this is basically like this word have a negative connotation. Maybe there's just one word as well. In English, like at first glance, they're quite an appealing person, but they might turn out to be, again, manipulative. Sometimes they resort to mood swings, again, to manipulate. I can make a scene out of nothing. I don't know, disregard a girl. Like, no material for a healthy relationship. Do you have just one word for this? We have tubik. And the opposite one is masik.
Is that someone who seems horrible, but they're actually quite nice?
You mean sound nice? Or...
Yeah. It's a good question. I can't think of a single word for it.
The good one, the characteristics are as follows. Caring, respectful, is likely to court a girl, gives presents, pro-feminist, does his fair share about the house, like never being manipulative.
So that type of person, that they might get called a simp by the other type of person, the bad type. Okay. Those are the characteristics that might get you called a simp if you are, emotionally available and friendly. You're always nice to your girlfriend or girl you're dating. That's the sort of traits that would get you called a simp. Okay. But in terms of the type of guy who seems nice initially and then turns out to be horrible, or a girl who might seem to be nice initially but then turns out to be horrible, maybe a sociopath. So that's like someone who, that's quite an extreme word. So I think the path for that will be like, I guess, from pathology, which means disease, and socio comes from like social.
Yeah, so I know what it stands for.
Socially abusive.
Sociopath.
Probably that.
And can you guess an idiom, or can you give me an equivalent in English for a Russian idiom? I wonder if you could guess what it stands for, what it means. Вешать лапшу на уши. What do you think it means?
Give me the translation. Show me.
To hang, just literally, okay? To hang noodles on someone's ears.
Someone told me about this. I've heard this before.
For example, when we say that someone hangs, like literally hangs the noodles on our ears, what do you think it means?
This is annoying because I've been told this.
No pressure. It's just about somebody just tricking you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just lying. Yeah, just that simple. And I think it's like pulling wool.
Oh, pulling wool over your eye. Pulling the wool over someone's eyes.
Yeah, pulling
Yeah,
wool over someone's
like
eyes.
misleading
It's
them.
like, yeah, so you see the ears, the noodles, and at your end it's the ears,
Eyes.
the eyes and the wool.
Lasky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The wool over the eyes.
Pulling the wool
Okay.
over someone's eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, okay, and one more, the last one, I think.
Sure.
Когда рак на горе свистнет, when the crayfish whistles on the mountaintop, on the top of the mountain. What do you think it stands for? What does it mean?
That is the weirdest phrase I think I've ever heard. When the crayfish whistles on the mountain,
Top.
like,
On the top of the mountain.
is that like it'll never happen?
Yeah.
Like when
Pigs.
pigs fly.
Yeah, when pigs fly.
Okay, I'm pleased with myself for getting that right. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, when pigs fly, or we also have when hell freezes over.
When what?
When hell freezes over, like it'll never happen.
Ah, when hell freezes out. Okay.
Yeah, because it's hot in hell.
Yeah. I
So
see.
yeah,
It's like,
I'll be sure to do that for you when hell freezes over.
when hell freezes over. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll remember this one. And the last one. Ездить в Тулу со своим самоваром. Tula, that's a city. So to go to Tula with your own samovar. Teapot. Big teapot. Big metal teapot.
And I'm so confused. I'm very confused.
Okay, this means to take something to a place where it's already available or abundant. Because
okay.
do you have something of this kind?
There is one, and I can't think of it.
Okay.
Oh, you put me on the spot. There is
Yeah,
one.
you.
Oh, it's like it's like selling. We have a saying. It's like selling ice to an Eskimo, something like that.
Ah, okay.
I think. If you try and give someone something they've already got lots of, it's like trying to sell ice to an. I'm going to Google this.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I think we can't do that. This one.
Oh, I just googled that, and apparently that's very offensive. The more you know. Apparently that's offensive to Eskimos.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think let's call it a day, right?
Okay.
Yeah, let's call it a day. Thank you very much. That was such a nice chat. I've had a lovely time. Hopefully you same with you.
Of course.
Speak to you soon, right?
Yeah,
guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching us, and if you watch this recording, so again, thank you for watching this recording. I don't know what else to say, but that was just very nice, cool, and very nice of you. So have a good day, and see you.